Hi, I'm Jeanette Keynes, head instructor at Jewelry Arts Institute, here for About.com. Valerie Bloom, my apprentice, is here to help us learn. We're going to make this fantastic wire wrap pendant. We have 14 gauge fine silver wire, thin fine silver wire, probably about 24 gauge for doing our wraps, round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, ring mandrel, our tweezers, center punch for making our links, and my torch along with my charcoal block and my white soldering board. I'm going to file both ends of this to a gradual taper, nothing too ultra sharp. Now that I have a graceful taper, I'm just going to use my round nose pliers to curve in the ends, just like this. Ideally, you want to try to get both sides to match. That's really the tricky part. There we go. I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and anneal, and then I'm going to bend. Annealing is what softens the metal. I'm going to let it cool for a minute. I'm going to dunk it in the water. I'm going to dry it off. I'm going to steady myself against the bench and just use my fingers to press this around. I'm going to continue sliding it down so that I get a nice plump curved shape, all the while bringing the two curved ends closer and closer together until I can get them to touch, just like that. My next step is I have to make my jump ring to fit on the top. I used a center punch for that. Just like with any soldering, it's very important that I get the seams really nice and tight together. I'm going to put my soldering seam directly on top of my piece of solder and put a little flux on from the top. There it went. I'm going to pickle my jump ring now for about 3 to 5 minutes so it's nice and clean. I'm going to cut a couple small pieces of solder. I'm going to ball them up and put them right on top of the seam. I ball them up just right on my board, just like this. That way I can dip them in the flux and put them right where I want them. Paste flux is very concentrated, so I don't need to use a large amount. When I solder, I'm going to hold the torch in my left hand, which is not my dominant hand, because my right hand, I want to have my tweezers ready in case something moves. I'll dry it a little bit gently first. See that, how it'll just sink right in between? Every time we solder, we need to pickle afterward for a couple minutes. I'm going to take a slightly larger jump ring, slide it through just like that. I'm going to close it up with my flat nose pliers, and then I'm going to solder it shut using the same method I did to solder the other one shut. Valerie's making head pins. It's really just a wire with a little ball on the end to hold our beads. So Valerie has wrapped her beads on there. You can wrap as many as you like and you'll be done in no time. Thanks for watching. To learn more, join us on the web at About.com.